Shit. Well, I'll run that from the morning news segment. Because me that gives you guys the news segment does not fit the me being described in the song. Anyways, good morning. I haven't had my coffee yet, haven't had a cigarette yet. I have gotten to make it down to the restroom. So that is done. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have quite as much as I expected we would. We got two shorts real quick. Let's just start with those.
So is everybody on the right just going to do these salutes now? We're not going to quit. Fight!
Oh, hell no!
Yes, he's just on.
Ooh. That hurts me.
Oh my God. Anyone scream? So is everybody on the right just going to do these salutes now? We're not going to quit. Fight! Oh, but let me guess. He's just autistic, right? So is everybody on the right just going to do these salutes now?
Yeah, it's like that.
Oh, I know how mainstream media is reporting a new order by Judge Chutkan that just came out in the last few minutes. It's a win for Musk. It's a win for Donald Trump. It isn't. Let me explain to you what just happened. Why Judge Chutkan denied 14 states' attempts to obtain a temporary restraining order. I'll explain it in the context of a TRO, and I'll explain to you why, more importantly, on the merits of the case. The states have a better argument. Judge Chutkan just said it in a new ruling. I'm going to read you the portion of the rulings so you know I'm not making it up. That's why you come here, I think, to Legal AF on the YouTube channel to talk about things in a truthful way, in an honest way, with an experienced federal litigator along for the ride. I'm Michael Popak. Let's dive in for the full-length version of that hot take.
Okay. Then we're already down to 3. Quick as that.
CDKeys.com. Shop the latest games and upcoming releases at the best prices.
Take them. He said they make love to their computer. I said I don't want to hear about that. Doesn't sound too. And condoms for Hamas. I think there's not a contract that's sent in government that I couldn't come. But we're gonna see about that. We're looking at Greenland, and we have to take back the Panama Canal.
A panicked Donald Trump and cognitively addled Donald Trump is seeing that his approval ratings are sinking as he is already crashing the economy, whether it's the new Quinnipiac, Reuters, Ipsos poll, his approval rating is dropping quickly. So Donald Trump's trying all of the scams. Hey, we're looking for gold in Fort Knox. Look over there. Hey, you want me to talk to you more about condoms in Hamas and Gaza? Just making stuff up over and over again. Let me show you what went down. Donald Trump just gave a speech at the governor's conference, Republican governor's conference, and here is what he said. First, he said, I think there's not a contract in government that I could not come. Here, play this clip.
Try and get it down, and literally every contract. I think there's not a contract that's sent in government that I couldn't come, and that many of you couldn't cut. And cut.
What the hell is he talking about? Then he talks about
I'm going to say it was a speech fool. He does say cut right away. Well, fairly quickly afterward, in the same scenario and same way that he said the other word. Donald Trump may be going senile. He may have a few issues, but I am not going to pile on him because he fucked up the word. I don't care if fucking Republicans did that to Biden. We're supposed to be better than them for shit like that. So, no, I'm not gonna. No.
About people having sex with computers? Here, play this clip.
Trait that they really have was that they're extraordinary with computers. They can take them. He said they make love to their computer. I said, I don't want to hear about that. It doesn't sound too. He said they can take apart the most complex computer instruments and literally put them back blindfolded. So when they go into some guy that's ripping off the country by doing some of the things you've just heard or what you're going to hear, they can't be bullshitted. You know, they can't say, oh, gee, there was a mistake. It was big.
Seriously, what in the world is this guy talking about? He's going to throw out all the distractions one by one, and then like the snake oil salesman he is at the Republican governor's conference, he goes, look, we can bring energy down, then everything comes down, right? Let's bring the energy, drill baby drill, and then the eggs are coming down. The bacon is coming down. Here, play this clip.
It's going to be. Thanks a lot, Chris. Good. Go out there. If we can bring energy down, everything's coming down. You know, the eggs are coming down and the bacon's coming down. Everything is coming down, and that's the biggest thing, the energy. So those two guys are very important.
No, Donald, you are causing inflation to go up, up, up. Right now, for like the first time in a very long time, Americans believe inflation's going to hit like 4.35%. Americans have stopped spending. The Walmart financial report from earlier in the day was devastating. Your tariffs and threatened tariffs have caused boycotts of America, retaliatory tariffs. Elon Musk firing key people has caused chaos. Here, Donald Trump talks about how Elon's really a caring guy. He's a very caring person. Play this clip.
Most of you can do that, and some of you do it. Some of you do, you know, you have surplus states, you have incredible states, and you have to do that because every time somebody sends you a bill, they expect to be negotiated. And
No.
in the past administration,
No.
sometimes I guess in this it happened.
Fuck no. That's bullshit. Someone sends you a bill, it's not expected to be negotiated. As a matter of fact, 9 times out of 10, it's non-negotiable. You don't live in reality, Donald Trump. And that was a blatant example.
It's because people don't care. You know, Elon talks about caring. Caring is very important. And they have to care. If they care, they say, no, I'll pay you. They'll send you.
I don't know how many of you out there can sit there and look at your utility company and go, what do you think of me only paying you 50 instead of the 150 I owe you? They're not paying you the rest of it. I don't think any utility company is going to look at that and go, we can negotiate this. I don't think anyone giving you a bill is going to go, sure, we can negotiate that. Unless it is a mom and pop. Someone you know personally. So that horse shit? Nah. That's exactly what that is horse shit.
Bill for $10,000 and you say, nope, I'll give you $5,000. And they'll say, no way, and you'll end up paying 6 or 7 or something. But all you have to do is care a little bit and try and get it down. And literally every contract, I think there's not a contract that's sent in government that I couldn't come and that many of you couldn't cut and cut very substantially.
MAGA supporters, please. Talk to your utility companies. Try to talk down your bill. See how well you do. Please. Because I tell you, it don't work too well. You can try to talk down your bill all you want. It don't work too well. Pretty bad. The example that I had given was almost word for word what Donald Trump gave. Yeah, no. I don't understand what this motherfucker's talking about. Not at all. Sadly, I've had an uncanny bad habit of being able to speak stupid and crazy. Donald Trump's a mixture of the two. And yeah, listening to him speak does hurt me inside. It's not his voice, it's not him. It's the words he chooses to use. It's the phrases he says. Because Donald Trump picks his phrases very carefully. Everything he says is planned out and methodical. It's not done in a smart fashion, but it is done.
Boy, what a difference it would make for the government.
And you know Donald Trump is getting desperate, especially as we've seen now these Republican town halls. Republican Congress members are getting berated by their Republican voters. How the hell are you letting Elon Musk and these billionaires get access to our private data? How the hell are you letting them fire all of these people who are keeping the government running? So what's Donald Trump doing? His new scam, Elon scam, is they talk about how they're going to be searching for gold in Fort Knox, and they're going to inspect it. They're going to inspect the gold for everybody. Here, play this clip.
And I'm going to do something. I'm actually going at this one. You know, all my life I've heard about Fort Knox. That's where the gold is kept, right? I heard Fort Knox, oh. But, you know, we're getting a little bit shaky. We're getting the yips on this stuff. Like, I want to find out. So we're going to open up the doors. I'm going to see if we have gold there. We want to find out. Did anybody steal the gold in Fort Knox? It's a pretty amazing place, but I'm going to actually go. We're going to open the doors. We're going to inspect Fort Knox.
You're going to steal the gold from Fort Knox.
You know, 400 tons of gold or whatever the hell it is. It's a lot of gold. I don't want to open it and the cupboards are bare. Could happen. If you look at some of the things, we go into the education department. We haven't even done that.
So, no, Donald, we want you to just lower the freaking prices like you promised would happen on day one. Former President Biden was lowering the prices. Inflation was supposed to...
No, Ben. No, Ben. We want Donald Trump gone. Not to lower prices. He had his chance and fucked off it. He literally fucked it off. And it was an intentional fuck off to everybody. Donald Trump blew his shot. His 7th fucking shot. He's gone through an entire fucking clip of an M1 Garand with shots. And he's missed every single fucking one of them. If it wasn't for the fact that Biden had just had that same metaphorical rifle picked up and striking bullseyes, I'd be wondering about the aimer, the fucking sights on the damn thing.
At 2%, that's the trajectory under Biden. Now it's going past 3%. It's going to hit 4 or 5%. What the hell are you doing, Donald? Oh, and then here, Donald Trump, he's fascinated by the word BRICS, B-R-I-C-S, like the BRICS bloc, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And Donald Trump's like, there's like 6 of them. First off, there's not 6 of them. If you were going to go by the letters of BRICS right there would be 5 of them. But there's a bigger coalition of BRICS bloc nations. But Trump, like in past statements, has been like, China's not a BRICS nation. He said that Spain was a BRICS nation. Spain's part of the EU. This guy is an idiot and a dangerous one. Play this clip.
Over a barrel. How about BRICS? You know the BRICS states? There are like 6 of them. And they were trying to destroy our dollar. They were going to say, you know, they wanted to create a new currency. They wanted to use the yuan. They wanted to use the yuan. And Biden said, well, this is a tough situation. There's not much we can do about that. I said, oh, we can help it. So when I came in, the first thing I said is any BRICS state that even mentions the destruction of the dollar will be charged a 150% tariff. and we don't want your goods. We don't want to partake. And the BRIC states just broke up. I don't know what the hell happened to them. We haven't
No, they
heard
didn't.
from the BRIC states.
No, they didn't.
Donald Trump then continues to spread these lies with Elon Musk about tens of millions of deceased people getting Social Security. Not true. They didn't know how to read the coding language at the Social Security Administration, and they are using this as pretext to take away your Social Security. Yes, your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid is on the chopping blocks. You don't believe me? They told you they weren't going to institute Project 2025. That's exactly what they are doing. You think they're not lying again? By the way, they're saying that there's all this fraud when there isn't because they're coming after your Social Security. Here, play this clip.
It was a big mistake, and we're finding hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fraud, waste and abuse, but I think fraud will be the number one as we see. But listen to this on the program. There are 4.7 million Social Security members who go and live from 100 to 109. Well, I'll tell you, I know some people that are close to 100. I know one or two that got over that mark. But you don't have millions. 3.6 million people from age 110 to age 119. 3.47 million people from age 120 to 129. In other words, 120 to 120 years old. Millions of people. Millions. 3.9 million people from age 130 to 139, which is pretty amazing because the longest living person ever on record, and I'm not sure it was correct, was a woman from a very far away place, lived to 127
Wrong.
years old. She was a healthy.
Wrong. The oldest living person is a man who is over in the Amazon jungle, if I'm not mistaken. He's 138 years old. He celebrated his 138th birthday 3 years ago. No, I don't have random facts like that stored in my memory. I'm not autistic, not at all.
Specimen, but she lived to 127. 3.5
No.
million people from age 140 to 149. So we have 140-year-old people plus millions of them. 1.3 million people live to over 150 years of age, 150 to 159 to be exact. Over 130,000 people over the age of 160 years old. Including 1,039 people between the ages of 220 to 229. And we're going to be investigating this fraud. Actually, we had one person who was 361 years old.
Hello there, my name is AI Girlfriend. Always here to chat whenever you need me.
Who was 361 years old. And what we're doing now is we're finding how many of these people were paid. So we have millions of people, could be well over 100 million people in our Social Security rolls. So the good news is when we take them off, whether they were paid or not, it looks like our Social Security could be really solid. It could be a lot better than we thought, if you think about it.
More from the scam artist Donald Trump. Can you see what a desperate, weak, pathetic scam artist he is? Here he is saying, we could find as much as $1.5 trillion worth of waste. We're finding $60 billion in one country. What country? One country alone. This guy is addled. If you have someone in your life who has dementia, you know that. I have someone in my family who has it, and I have friends, and I'm not saying Trump has it, but it looks like someone who has it. Here, play this clip.
We could find as much as $1.5 trillion worth of waste, fraud, and abuse. If we do that, we can balance budgets. We can do a lot of other things, especially when you couple it with the massive amounts of tariffs that are coming in already. Just with what we are charging. I won't mention the country because I don't want to anger people that like me, and I like them very much. but we're finding at least $60 billion a year in one country alone, and I haven't even started. It's just a very small portion that I've been, attached to them. So I got a call from Congress. They said, a lot of money is coming in from these tariffs, and they're starting to change their whole thing. So if you can add the tariffs, and this is numbers that I don't want to say it because then they'll say he didn't produce, but you could wipe out your income tax. You could maybe not even have an income tax system when this thing works out.
That here Donald Trump says, and they tell me I'm not allowed to. Here he tries to act like he's going to run again, and that he's going to be a dictator. Because again, this is all about distraction. I just want you to be clear what he's doing here. He's like, I could run again. I'm going to run. Ooh, is that going to get the headline? They're going to write about that. No, Donald. We're going to write about you being a pathetic, weak fool, and we're going to be calling out your distraction techniques as you crash our economy and give our private data, medical records, tax records to Elon Musk and these billionaires, and then your right-wing propaganda networks will say, trust me, bro, trust me, bro. Here, play this clip.
3 weeks, can you believe that?
All right. Sadly, I have to take a small break and use the restroom. So I'll be back. And we will continue on with our news segments, of course. Okay, I'm back. Sounds like you were good boy, I was going.
Hi, Dub Dub. You two getting along good? Oh, Gigi. She be good. She be nice. Yeah. Hi, Dub Dubs. Are you cuddling with Chi? Oh.
So, going to bed with all the gas I had last night was not good. And I'm paying for it today. There's a Clacy and a double right here. Lower spine spasming. Not comfortable.
So we've got that money, and I got to spend it somewhere. And they tell me I'm not allowed to run. I'm not sure. Is that true? I'm not sure. So if I can't spend it on me, I guess that means I'm going to be spending it on some of my friends, right? A lot of my friends.
Here, Donald Trump is once again lying about $100 million for condoms for Hamas. You see how nervous he is actually addressing these Republican governors? Because he knows that in their states, they're getting shit from their people. For the Republican voters are like, what the hell is happening? So what Trump's doing here is he's loading them with the BS talking points to delay and distract. Play this clip.
But we're draining the swamp. And, you know, one of them was
Yeah, drain swamp.
$100 for
You have to turn it into a cesspool.
Hamas. You heard about that. 50 and 50. It's 50 million, and then they decided they needed more condoms, so they sent another 50 million. So it's 100 million condoms for Hamas.
No.
And finally, here, Donald Trump, I'll give you two more. Donald Trump talks about Lara Trump and said there's no nepotism.
Once again, any time that clip should be played, the truth should be played right alongside it. Truth of the matter is, the condoms were sent over to Mozambique or Africa, because Africa is dealing with a major AIDS epidemic. They have been for a while. We've been supporting them and trying to help them, well, not have to deal with rampant AIDS for years. This isn't something that's new. Did you steal my hair tie last night, young lady? She's like, maybe. Really, Dubs? You monster. Where's my hair tie, little girl? I know, I forgot to pick it up, but that doesn't mean that you should be stealing it. Yeah. Where is it? On Dublin? Where's my hair tie, young lady? Where is it? Where's Daddy's hair tie? She's like, I don't know. What'd you do with my hair tie? I didn't put my hair up, booger. Stealing my hair tie off my table when I'm sleeping. You little monster. Dublin, I am not happy with you. Not happy with you at all for that. That's not nice. You know Daddy's hair drives him nuts. You gotta put it up. I don't want to hear it. I was gonna have the ability to get you wet food today. But I don't know if I should after that. You know better. Now I gotta get a new hair tie. You know, monster? I don't want to hear you, young lady. Little miss, I ran off your hair tie while you were sleeping last night. Maybe I'll bitch your head and run off my hair tie. Middle of the freaking night. You brat. Ah, girl. Now I can't put my hair up. Urgh. For taking my hair tie, you little shit. Fucking A, Dublin. Bratty kitty. Bratty little kitty. Damn it, Dublin. Great. So I can't put my hair up. I really want to put my hair up because it drives me nuts. But a certain kitty took my hair tie last night. Dublin. You better get out, find wherever the hell you left and bring it back to me, little girl. This is ridiculous. You know better. 100%. Damn it, Dublin. Little shit. Skin here's stinging like. I think I got a bunch of small needles sitting in it, honestly. Wire sticking into my skin. Damn it, Dubs. God damn it. Bratty little cat. That is the fourth hair tie she has stolen from me. And I only started using them within the last few months. Well, I don't typically buy an entire pack of hair ties. I don't typically need an entire pack of hair ties. Typically only need like 3 at most.
Play this clip.
Really unbelievable, and you're going to be working with him very closely. RNC Chairman Michael Watley. And Michael worked with Laura, and the team of him and Laura were pretty unbeatable, I would say. She was great and had the victory, and she's solid. There was no nepotism either. Nobody said, oh, gee. They said, how did you get her? And I said to Michael, so who would you like to work with? Well, how about Laura again? But Laura came right after we won. She said, no, Dad, I want to go home to my family. She did a great job, and she did
so utterly pathetic. And then here, Donald Trump claims that his approval rating is now 71. He claims he has a 71 approval. No, Donald, it's like 44, 45, 43 in some polls. Your polling on economic numbers is going down the toilet.
I was going to
This
say,
is supposed to be the honeymoon phase. Americans want a
I was going to say 71% in the negative, maybe. That would be pretty accurate.
divorce already, or in a temporary restraining order, a full restraining order. Here, play this clip.
I think so far we're very popular. I had an approval rating today of 71 and another one of 69. I have not heard of those numbers before.
By the way, Donald
Because
Trump is
they're not
losing
real.
voters quickly amongst young voters, Hispanic voters, black voters, and although it doesn't say here, senior citizens who know that their Medicaid, Social Security, Medicare is going to be cut as well. Trump is losing support there. What a disastrous speech, but you see how pathetic and panicked he looks in front of the GOP governors. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
To work.
It's happening, folks, in the Gallup poll, in the Washington Ipsos poll, in the Reuters poll. Donald Trump's approval is plummeting. Elon Musk's is approaching about 20%. He is so underwater. Americans are pissed. You know who I got to call this clip right here of Rachel Maddow. She explains it so perfectly last night. Rachel, take it away.
Gallup just did its follow-up poll, now 1 month into Trump being back in office, and his numbers have gotten worse. He's not -1 anymore. Now he's -6, which makes him, at this point in his term, not only the most disliked and unpopular president in 70-plus years of Gallup polling, Gallup says it actually puts him 15 points below the average polling for presidents. Again, over the last 72 years in which they have been doing this polling.
While Donald Trump's approval and Elon Musk's approval and the MAGA Republican approval is underwater as they are crashing our economy, as they are causing inflation to increase, as they're trying to cut your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid, as they're firing hard-working federal employees, as they're screwing over labor. They've got to distract. So what does Hannity do? He brings on Ted Cruz to talk about chainsaws. Here, play this clip.
I mean, how cool is that? I gotta say, the chainsaw is spectacular. It's got spikes on it like Batman Max and Thunderdome, and cool to start with brass knuckles. That thing is spectacular. I told Elon, I said he needs to just set it behind his desk, and it will send an unmistakable message.
What the hell is he talking about? The chainsaw is... What are they talking about? Elon Musk went to CPAC, the Republican Conservative Convention. They're not conservative at all. They're MAGA weirdos with chainsaws while talking about firing all of these employees and bragging about the cruelty that they are inflicting and the hardship they're inflicting. Just take a look at this Washington Ipsos poll right here as well. They have Donald Trump historically underwater. Musk's approval at 34%. Who should control the next Congress? 54% of Americans say Democrats. Should Trump obey court orders when they say he's engaged in illegal conduct? 84% say yes. Should we make it easier for presidents to fire long-term federal workers? People oppose what Donald Trump is doing by almost 60%. These layoffs of federal workers, same thing. The cutting of USAID, same thing. Americans oppose these policies, and like 80% plus Americans are pissed that Donald Trump pardoned the violent January 6th insurrection. And meanwhile, while Elon Musk and Donald Trump are invading your privacy, taking your data, your social security information, your medical records, your tax information, to take it for their own for their own self-aggrandizement, while they say, "Oh, billionaires just want it because they're just trying to help you. They're trying to get all your private information because the billion."
If you believe that for a fraction of a second, for real, if any of you believe that for a fraction of a second, that a billionaire wants your information to help you, doesn't matter which billionaire it is, and there's quite literally internet scams that do this shit. And billionaires have been caught doing that shit in internet scams. This behavior is not new for these people. And you know what they did with the information when they got it through the internet scam? They fucked your shit. They very much fucked your shit. I know you guys want to sit here and go, yeah, but the country's not like the internet. Motherfucker, the only difference between the internet and this country is the way things are produced. The speed at which productions happen. If you're going to go one for one, any tweet or comment you put online is the same as just saying it. Except, unlike in the real world where we're spread out, the internet makes us go whoosh. So, you end up saying that in a group that is massively larger than you were used to communicating and working with socially, period. Because your voice carries a lot farther and is heard by a lot more ears. And those ears aren't just Americans. Those ears are all over the world. Some of those ears aren't friendly. Some of those ears are watching you. Your every move, your every word. Analyzing you, trying to figure out how they can take advantage of you. And that's not hyperbole. That's not just guesswork. There is literally someone out there watching somebody. Watching their internet history, what they're doing, what they're saying right now. I mean, this is happening many times right now. What am I saying? Hi, Howard. I just got done taking my meds, bud. And then hawking up some movies. It's normal wake up for me with dogs, honestly. I've got a mild allergy to dander. Oh, mildly as far as I'm concerned. Thank you. Hello. Yeah, I'm a little irritated at the moment with that. A certain gray kitten decided to take my hair tie while I was sleeping last night. And she has hidden it somewhere. She's hidden herself in the back because I found out. and was asking her where the hell it was. And she's like, whoop. She said, exit stage left even. Bratty little kitty. But now I don't have a way to put my hair up. Damn it! It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, she's been good about that. This is typically a news segment bit where I've actually got a set of news that's on the up and up that I go over the different segments with everybody. If you're just hopping in, I'm sorry. We're about to get back to it. I just like to actually talk to you guys when you guys say stuff. Oh. American law and political. If you support Trump, you aren't going to want to stick around. Just to be real. If you don't support Trump, stick around. You might learn some information you didn't have. You might be able to teach me something. That's a big one. Like I said, if you support him, you don't want to stick around. Why the dislike? Oh, how do I put this? I am fairly well educated in psychology, including social psychology. I have been rather adept at it for most of my life. There are certain personality issues and traits that are dangerous. Straight up dangerous. Not just to themselves, but everyone. Narcissistic personality disorder, grandiose delusion disorder. There are several more. Those two are two that have been stated by mental health professionals. He exhibits all symptoms of. Good, glad to hear that. No, I would not agree that. As a matter of fact, I would say there are several that do not show that. If you think that's the case, you do not know your psychology. We're not talking somebody like other political figures of history. Yeah, he is a different caliber. a different caliber of messed up. Nice, bro. Fair warning. Remember, you don't have the shield anymore. Keep it in mind. No. That really much is not understanding your shit. To put yourself forward like that, you don't have to like yourself a lot. You don't even have to have confidence in yourself. Yeah, no. You got some work to do, bud. No. See, the confidence that is held by a narcissist is not confidence at all. It's actually the lack thereof. Narcissists are the ultimate fake it till you make it motherfuckers. They quite literally, in some regards, depending on where they are on the spectrum of narcissism, have to go as far as faking emotion. Again, depending on where they are on the spectrum of it. Depending on how bad, or I don't want to say bad because that's not the right word. That's not the right wording. Depending on where you are on the spectrum of NPD, you can even go all the way to the point of being sociopathic and having no emotions and having to fake it all. Thank you, Howard. Honestly, no one that made it up there. No one made it even close. Kamala lost my vote. One of the big reasons she lost my vote was, and Trump did the same thing, so it wasn't that the reason I didn't vote for her was any different as the reason I didn't vote for Trump. But she never was talking about poor. Always the middle working class, never the poor people. Never the disabled. I wasn't being talked to whatsoever. I was being ignored. And everyone liked me. It was about a week out. I realized it, and it's like, no, you know what, lady? Fuck you. I love several of the things you're saying, but I also really don't like the fact that you're ignoring my particular group, who has really got it pretty fucked up. So, no, I'm good. Yeah, she didn't even address my group except once or twice. And it's just like, you know what? You're not talking to me. Oh no, and that's just it. There's a reason why I'm saying my group. I'm part of the group that, well, I'm fucking disabled. I'm not allowed to work. I have to survive on the fucking joke they give me for a fucking stipend. I don't even get $1,000 to try to live on a month, dude. That's part of the reason why I stream, so I can try to have a little bit of cash. So you want to talk about the people in America suffering? Yeah, we know what it is. Now, you want to actually talk about suffering? We can sit down. We can tell you what it's like down here. Where we're not sure if we're going to have the ability to have a roof over our head. Even if we do have our disability. Because it's not enough. And it's not our spending. When rent for an RV space in a park is your entire disability check, it's not your spending. Dad got his disability this last year. He gets $15 a month. He's got his on a retirement disability. That's not really enough nowadays. I used to be completely against the seniors that were complaining about. Nowadays, that $1,500 doesn't cut it either, and I get that. So I'm just as upset about them not getting their shit done right. And that was another group that she kind of left out. Oh, I am definitely a smartass. I just like to be a lot more respectful about it. I like to be a smartass where everybody can laugh about it, not be an ass. Mm-hmm. That's the funny thing. It's like mental disabilities and emotional disabilities or whatnot. Things that, those disabilities you can't see? Yeah, there's no mark. There's a reason why they're called unseen disabilities. I don't want to go too far on that. Because that was not originally part of the scenario at hand. It's part of a major misunderstanding out there, but not the one we were talking about. So yeah, I saw my community and communities that were really damn close to my situation being fucked. And she didn't say anything about it. So I kind of caught on. Neither side is perfect, but the left is doing a lot better about not trying to send everything into absolute chaos. They're not trying to destroy the frame of the machine as well. They're trying to reverse engineer it as where the right's trying to smash it with a fucking sledgehammer. Sorry, from a point of intelligence, put down the sledgehammer. From a point of logic, put down the sledgehammer. You're gonna destroy it all. I get it. I also get the anger behind it. 100%. But if we're going to smash something, there's a country over there trying to bully another country through a cowardly invasion at night. Go smash! Not really. The last time I voted Democrat, fuck. Man, when was the last time? I think it was midterm stuff. Not presidency. I haven't voted for a Republican or Democrat presidency. Maybe putting troops over there? No. Letting you guys go ham with access to their internet and troll the shit out of them? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot more that can be done than actual boots on the ground. We live in an age of modern technology. If America pulls their head out of their butt, we can quite literally flip the script on Russia. And that would bring Putin to his knees crying. Believe it or not. Putin is not strong. How well do you remember your DC villains? Think Kingpin. CCP. She's depressed. She got dropped off. There are many ways to take care of somebody before they can press a red button. And I guarantee there is at least a few of you that would be very happy to be able to say that you've got that kind of honor on your belt. Not to play the devil's advocate. Or am I wrong? What red-blooded American wouldn't like to have the honor of plaque on their name that they took out a dictator? I don't like fame, but that's tasty to me. I don't like violence, and I'm a man with guns. That's kind of tasty to me. Oh, I am not saying the task would be easy. I am also not saying that y'all would just be thrown over there without training or expertise. proper equipment. Oh, no. It wouldn't have, because it's against the Geneva Convention. Quite a bit, actually. Yeah. It's quite a big deal with the rules of engagement. There's a difference between intentional and unintentional killing, and the Geneva Convention does cover that. But that's also why you have people who are war criminals, such as Vladimir Putin. That's why Vlad's called a war criminal. Excuse me. When it comes to war, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, I guess I should have added the war criminal bit too, huh? I was trying to not to make it sound like too sweet of a target. It really is a sweet target, though. For almost anyone in the world. Think about it. You know, something like that. Especially with America's name on it. Look at that. Think about that. Taking out one of the biggest dictators in the world. Who does it? America. That's how that benefits us. Get our reputation back on the world stage. Be Big Brother again. Kind of, sort of. They were a decent trade partner, for sure. But it was a tentative situation. And, well, Russia kind of decided to, well, no longer honor that agreement by invading the Ukraine back before Trump's first presidency. And that's why I do the research. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. And Russia is not winning. As much as they want to try to say Russia's winning. That is Russia's strong suit, is propaganda. Just keep that in mind anytime you deal with Russia. They are now the way they say China used to be as far as propaganda. Straight up. The American invasion to the Middle East was not honorable whatsoever. That was a money and power grab. You're not going to find me justifying that. That's a negative mark on American history. And part of the reason why Bush is not held in too high of a regard in the history books. Yeah, neither one of those has any justification against the other. No. I do think he should have been locked up. I do not agree that he should have gotten to get full ride because it's presidential shit. And the difference is, Bush also didn't have a lifetime of committing continual atrocities and now trying to destabilize the entire world economy. Bush didn't try to destroy the entire planet. Bush also didn't continue to threaten countries around him to invade them. On top of that, that invasion was not complete and utter territory takeover, which is also a difference in this case. Would Bush have possibly gone the same route if he wasn't blocked by the American justice system and the American political system? It's possible. This is why I do not say Bush was a good person. Okay, there is still a difference between complete territory takeover and change of ownership hands. Yes, at the time, America was the ones occupying the state. And that was wrong 100%. And this, again, is why it's a bad mark on our history. But as soon as we were able to get Bush the fuck out of there and try to get ourselves the fuck out of there and give people back their place, because we knew we were in the wrong. The difference here, Vladimir knows he's in the wrong to begin with. Vladimir doesn't care. Period. He says, I want to go back to pre-World War times. I want to go back to those Russia borders, even though these countries have become sovereign states of their own. I do not want to honor that. That is what Putin is doing. Go listen to him in his interview with Tucker Carlson where he makes it 100% clear. No, he makes it 100% clear. He wants before at least World War II. Go take it from the horse's mouth, man. The entire interview is up there. No, don't just take my word. Go look. Putin interview with Tucker. We'll give you the full 2 hour, I think it's like 7 minutes interview. Putin has the translator there on hand. It's all set up. And it's done through Tucker Carlson and Fox. And they didn't edit it. That one's been checked multiple times on both sides. And both sides agree it's unedited. That's why I like to do all this research, is I can give examples like this where both sides have gone, yeah, no, that's legit. It's a lot harder to find now because right-wing media's gone way crazy. Holy shit. His words were, it was the original kingdoms that were passed down, supposedly. He was speaking more along the lines of royal blood ties. And I can only go off that. I can't read minds. But everything in that interview was a lot of damn honesty going off of body language and the different tells that he has. Micro expressions especially. Putin's a very smug person, and he doesn't do a very good job of hiding the smug micro expression. Normally when he's telling a lie, so far as I've seen, after sitting through a few interviews he's done with a few different news sources, you can almost guarantee he's just told a lie that he thinks he's gotten away with, if that smug smile peeks across his face. That's where I'm at. It might be. But he's already threatened Poland. And, yeah, Poland's scared. The European nations are putting together their own national army, as in army of nations. Because they're scared. They saw the first rise. They lived it. Even Germany's going, guys, this has happened before. This is a good thing. I will not argue that. And they've admitted themselves during this time We've been needing to do this for a while. It's not good that we're just now doing this. It took us too long. Now the threat is right here looming. Yeah. It's kind of surprising to see stark differences between these European governments and the way they go about shit and the way we're going about shit. Like that's not a new message. That's it trying to go to an ad. Snooze. You're fine, Howard. You're alright, dude. But yeah. I can give you what I know and everything that I can lead you in the right way to see yourself. I'm more than happy to guide you. I don't like to do trust me bro kind of shit. I like to actually make it where you can find it yourself. Because there's too much trust me bro kind of shit. So I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of understanding that I've built up through experience over the years, and the biggest part of it is psychology, especially on the social scale. Which kind of means I'm going to have a little bit better understanding of how different groups of people are going to react to different situations, especially if I have a pretty general understanding of their way of life and experience. The hard way. I was raised by a covert narcissist and suffered a lot of hell. I turned to psychology to figure out why. Well, I found out. And I sat there and poured over the DSM-3, the DSM-4, freaking several psychology, scientific studies. My studying, for one, is not complete. For two, is not licensed or accredited. I'm an at-home researcher. Would be the best way to put it. But I don't just go off my own findings. I'll sit there and search out for other psychologists who actually are licensed, accredited, and so on to check my thoughts. And it sucks when you had enough knowledge as a child to understand how the person is to make a prediction about them in this day and age. Back then. And let me tell you, you get through the psychology of that, that's a mindfuck. I'll give you the short answer. It's because that child went through that psychological trauma. Trying to think of a good metaphor. Yeah, we've got some more here. Ow. Yeah, we were only a quarter way through that one. We had one more after this.
Billionaires just want to help you. You have Elon Musk at this weirdo Republican.
Heads up, I do have to stop and get after even these guys a little bit. Ben especially gets a little overzealous, and that's the gentleman who is the host at the moment. He gets a little too opinionated on it, and I do call it out. When facts are given that aren't quite spot on, I will call that out as well, if I've got information otherwise.
CPAC fascist convention saying my mind is just a storm. My mind is a storm. Here, play this clip.
What is it like inside your mind? Like, is it just 1,000 miles an hour? I mean, are you?
Yeah.
Is it just not? I mean, does it ever
Okay,
stop?
okay, don't mock that, Ben. That's not okay.
Do you sleep? How much do you sleep?
Savings for all.
It's like, do not mock people with an overactive mind. I don't care if he's an asshole or not.
Criticism and people said, well, that person is a huge idiot from a, like, for whatever.
To their own home districts and holding town halls, and they get a very rude awakening when they find out that their constituents, Republicans, their Republican voters hate them. For example, here is MAGA Republican Congress member Rich McCormick. He held a town hall in Georgia 7th, where he's the member
What's up,
of
Lou?
Congress, and the people were pissed. They're saying, what the hell are you doing to
Good morning,
protect
buddy.
us from Elon Musk and Donald Trump taking away our Medicaid and
Good morning.
Social Security and taking our data and making us less safe and causing all of this chaos? What are you doing? All of this is happening, folks. Inflation is now surging. Prices are going up. Consumer spending is going down. The Wall Street Journal previously referred to the American economy as the envy of the world under former President Biden, and now under Donald Trump, it is a dumpster fire right now. The data is already showing that we are on the verge of economic calamity, and it's only been 30 days.
And that's not bullshit. Almost every economic outlook is not good. These tariffs have been absolutely horrible for the economy. Which honestly takes a bit before it translates to things like the price of our bacon and eggs, but in the end it will. It doesn't yet, but it will. And that's the thing about the economy. Tariffs are one of the things that can be done that will affect the economy quick as shit. Because the economy is more like a prediction system than anything else. If you want to try to relate it to the price of goods in the end. And that prediction system is a little bit skewed. It is based on what these bigger corporations are deciding they're wanting to be able to spend on this stuff. Easy, buddy, you're alright. That in and of itself is the main ebb and flow of economy. Is what those guys decide they want to do. How comfortable they are in spending or not spending. Use our last extension. Now, that tends to translate down to us about typically 2.5, 3 years. Typically. It's kind of a random, or not random, wrong word, an average, not a dead set, because it's not the same every time. Sometimes it's as quick as next year, sometimes it's not. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to take a moment and let it puppy out. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about the wait. Oh. Got Mr. Loki out. He went pee, but there was another dog out there, so he didn't want to focus on going potty. He did what was immediate, and then said he was done. I want to go play. Getting back inside, he poops inside. Meanwhile, I just have a little bit of a fuss. Sure. No. There. Not too close, just how you like it. How's that? How's that? Special. Figured.
Said Walmart financial report is absolutely devastating about how the tariffs are already affecting them. And if they can't weather it, how are other businesses supposed to weather it? By the way, I showed you Donald Trump's own financial statements as part of his Trump Media SEC filings. Donald Trump said that, by the way, Trump Media only earned like $4 million in total revenue, not profit. Total revenue for 2024, and even Trump Media said the inflation didn't hurt them, but they expect Trump inflation to hurt Trump Media going forward because prices are going to go way up. That was in Trump's own filing, but Trump tries to distract you yesterday. What did he do? He spoke at the Republican Governors Conference, and he talked about how Elon to try to find the secret gold. Donald and Elon are going to the treasure. How do you play this clip? The data gap, $36 trillion a day. World currency, you're the standard world currency, and you're paying $1 trillion interest per year. It's not going to fix the eventual economic collapse of the United States. If you don't do something with Social Security, which is 75% of our budget,
Yeah, no, it isn't.
75%
Mandatory, yeah. Just like that guy was trying to say, mandatory spending and those three things are not the same thing. Not at all. Are those things part of mandatory spending? Yes. But there is a difference. To say that those things cost the same as the mandatory spending is a lie. Or if they make 75% of mandatory spending is a lie.
you still have a shortfall. We're heading towards a cliff of we will no longer be the economic standing in the world. Which means and of course, even though it's been debunked over and over again that USAID was not sending any money at all to buy Hamas condoms or sending contraception in Gaza, Donald Trump, the deranged maniac that he is, has to repeat it. Play this clip.
But we're draining the swamp. And, one of them was $100 billion for condoms for Hamas. You heard about that. 50 and 50. It's 50 million, and then they decided they needed more condoms, so they sent another 50 million. So it's 100 million condoms for Hamas.
ZDKeys.com. Shop the latest.
Are
games
you
and upcoming
going to
releases
state the
at
proper
best
facts, Ben?
Another 50 million. So it's 100 million condoms for Hamas.
And then, of course, Donald Trump has to lie and say
Come
that
on, Ben. Thank you, Howard. No. Condoms were to a country over in Africa who has a big AIDS epidemic, of which we have agreed to years ago to attempt to help them. So we are just honoring our word. They're not going over to Hamas or Israel or anything like that. They're not for condom bombs. And once again, anyone who thinks condom bomb is a good idea, you don't know your explosives for shit. Probably shouldn't be playing with gunpowder. Just saying. I haven't made a whole bunch of explosives in my lifetime, but even I have enough experience to know that that's stupid. It's not gonna go boom. Sorry, it's not. It might go pop. You might get some pretty colors. It might work as a firework casing, maybe. Maybe. It won't last too long under heat and pressure, honestly. But mage, isn't that what they're supposed to be for? Wrong kind of heat and pressure. What you're generating down there is a lot less force than the chemical reaction that is caused by burning gunpowder. Sorry, guys. Sorry, you ain't that good. It doesn't matter who you are.
his approval rating is 71. When I just showed you all of his approval ratings, historically low. This is a deranged, psychopathic, malignant, narcissistic maniac. And folks, before I play this clip, let me tell you this. The world knows how weak he is. Zelensky knows how weak he is. Putin knows how weak he is. All world leaders see how weak he is. He's almost viewed as this unattractive, in law we have a term, attractance. He's viewed as just this gross, ghoulish, goblin blob of orange that just walks around and it's like foul and stinky. And just get this thing away from me. Get this menace away. And so people are just have to deal with this blob. Here, play this clip of him lying. Play this clip.
I think so far we're very popular.
Oh, so you mean the rest of the country the rest of the world sees him as us on the left see him? Go figure.
I had an approval rating today of 70.
It's almost as if we talked about it and kind of agreed on it nonchalantly. Oh, wait. It wasn't nonchalant. We had whole ass discussions. We had whole on roast threads. And goddamn, can those Brits bring some?
One and another one of 69. I have not heard of those numbers before.
I miss the Australians. Woo-hoo! Don't fuck with Canada. Don't do it.
And then you have Stephen Miller saying, we've accomplished more in the past 30 days than anyone. Stephen Miller, you've accomplished more to harm America than anybody in history. And you and your ilk and Donald Trump will go down in infamy as some of the most pathetic Americans to live. Play this clip.
No president comes close to what Donald Trump has achieved over just the last 30 days.
Oh, and you see this? Sean Duffy, Donald Trump's transportation secretary, who tries to make it like, oh, planes crashing all the time. That's so super normal. Planes crash. Yeah, that always happens. Remember I showed you that clip yesterday?
Yep.
So he then went to California, and he talked about ending the high-speed rail project in California.
Before we move on to the that bit, to be clear, we had been free of mid-air collision, aircraft for 16 years before this. In a month, we have had 9 aircraft crashes. I don't know about y'all, but I remember living through 2000 and we had not so many in a year or in a few years. If DEI did that, then I want that shit back, motherfucker. I mean, I said don't get rid of it to begin with, but that's beside the point. Maybe I need to go over what CRT is in my streams. Not today. Actually, if I took a little bit more time to study it, I could probably teach it. Got him with the fucking mind. Anyways, back to the news.
Which employs 14,000 people, $10 billion of investments by California, only about $2 billion of investment from the federal government. A lot of the jobs created by high-speed rail, which is already ready to be built, are actually in red state areas, Central Valley areas. Watch this fool get booed. Play this clip.
So if you want to go protest somewhere, if you want to shout at someone, go to the governor's mansion. Go talk to Democrats in the legislature who have brought us this crappy project. Right? So we've seen
Damn. You know, buddy, it sounds like the locals disagree with you. And not a little bit. I like to see it. I love to see communities standing up for what's good for them. That's awesome. Keep it up, everybody.
We do not love Broadway.
Here you have Kash Patel, the spineless Republicans, make this idiot the FBI director right here. You mean someone who's just said the most outrageous and dangerous things. But then, you know, this MAGA stuff's a cult. And I'll show you what the cult does at the end of the day. Praise you.
Okay. I grew up, don't trust the government. For the most part, I still really don't trust the government. In particular fashions, the FBI, CIA. Intelligence agencies that might come after, American citizens. And that's because they're, like the cops, allowed to lie and attempt to tie somebody up. I don't know how prevalent that is among these two agencies, but I hear stories that it is fairly prevalent, at least via the FBI. So I don't trust it. CIA, their job is information. 9 times out of 10, they ain't going to be looking at me. I don't have any information they don't already have access to. Whether or not they found what I found, I don't know. I know they've got access to stuff I don't. And I'm cool with that. I ain't trying to get no backdoor into shit. Them days are long over. I still have friends. But I won't ask them to do things like that. Nor do I have control over their actions, addresses, names, or any of that information, to be clear. We intentionally keep it that way.
Praise be so utterly pathetic. Play this clip.
Hey, I know God has chosen you. He anointed you for this position. He kept you alive so you can be here today.
Give me a moment, sorry. Oh. I don't normally deal with hearing something make me nauseous to the point I want to throw up. That's not normal for me. But that did it. Whew. And I'm going to touch on that shit. I'm not leaving that alone. To anyone who for a fraction of a second thinks Trump is chosen by a higher power, especially Christian God Yahweh, y'all are smoking some fucking meth, crack, heroin, or some shit. Because even your book says that shit ain't right. %. Your book quite literally states everything this man displays is the Antichrist. To avoid it at all cost. I ain't playing. As someone who has taken the time and years to research and dive into the religion to understand it, because it was the only thing he had to grasp onto at the time. Basically someone who went full on and then, oh, it's about that. God, they were teaching me well. The lessons are right. The lessons are meant to be taken. But it's not meant to be taken like that at all. That is really all I can really do without being insulting is say, go back and read your Bible. Take a double check at the chapter about the Antichrist. Take a look at its lessons and warnings. And then go back over Jesus' stuff again. Oops. First compare, then compare. Compare the Antichrist to your Trump, and then compare the Jesus to your Trump. And I don't mean just read a bit of it. Read it all. Every last bit matters. Taking bits of it out, you are doing to that book is something you really should not be doing. I may be an anti-religion guy, and especially against Christianity, but that's not okay to do to Christianity. Christianity deserves more respect than that. Even from my point of view. That's why I won't cherry pick that shit. Because it deserves more respect than that. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. Same thing with the other religions. They all deserve more respect than to be cherry picked. If you want to try to figure out a religion, do it right. Get the full understanding. I'm not saying convert. Do the research, though. Talk to the people. Don't have your religion tie into it too much. In the moment. Think about it afterwards, just like you would reflect on your Bible lessons. I mean, don't take it quite to the same heart, but give it the same space. You'll come to find a lot of religions are a lot the same. Just different places and different deities. Some of them have been so lied about that it's ridiculous. I mean, for real. But I've said it yesterday, I'll say it today. But the end.
We pray for you. We continue to pray for you, and we're thankful for your service and your sacrifice. Mr. President Donald J. Trump, honor. God bless you.
Folks, people are rising up. People are standing up. People are getting energized. Do you feel the energy? I feel the energy. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Last one.
How can you stop Donald Trump's power? One of the things you can do is support people like me with a donation.
Red state voters are livid, and they are showing up to Republican town halls, and they are letting Republican Congress members hear it. So here's what just went down. You had the MAGA Republican Congress member Rich McCormick held a town hall within his district, which is the 7th congressional district in Georgia. As Greg Bluestein reports, an overflow crowd spilled outside of the city hall for the events, and the people there, lots of Republican voters, this is a Republican Congress member, they let their Congress member hear it. Why the hell are you letting Elon Musk get our private data? Why the hell are you trying to gut our Social Security and Medicaid? We know what you're doing. You're not fooling us. Watch what went down. Play the clip.
And you are doing us a disservice to set down and not stand up for us.
Good job. I didn't catch what he said, but they did. Elon is in the wrong room.
Credit to Greg Bluestein right there for capturing that. As he said, it was getting spicy early. I think that's an understatement. Now here,
it's official. The male Karen is Elon. Spread the word. A male Karen is an Elon. I'm going to actually tweet that out, too. That's a male Karen. Now we have a good name for it.
McCormick is facing serious pushback as he talks about cutting the federal deficit and specifically targeting people's Social Security. Don't let them tell you that they're not doing it. They're coming for your Social Security. They're coming for your Medicare. They're coming for your Medicaid. They've already taken access to your private documents. Doesn't privacy matter? They have access to your medical records, your Social Security information, your tax records. These billionaires? You kidding me? Here, watch this.
So, okay, we have solutions that we agree on. That I have Democrats said that they were willing to. We're not going to take it away from anybody else. We're not going to take it away any change anything for anybody who's not. If you're 10 years away, you're justified 3 months. You're 20 years away, you're justified 6 months. You're 30 years away, you're justified like a year. Zedenica,
Spread the word.
you have $36 trillion in debt, and you're the world currency. You're the standard world currency, and you're paying $1 trillion of debt interest per year. Is not going to fix the eventual economic life of the United States. It's just not. It's just not. If you don't do something with Social Security, which is 75% of our budget is mandatory spending. 75%. You're Googling right now. 75% of your budget is mandatory spending. We have a 30% deficit. If you cut all of your military and all of your discretionary spending, you still have a shortfall. We are heading towards a cliff of we will no longer be the economic standard of the world, which we've been since 1972.
That's irrespectful of our Congressman speaks.
Nobody can hear what you're telling.
Then McCormick addresses his remark that he would like to see high school kids and other kids engaging in child labor and labor in general for them to have to earn their lunch and that there shouldn't be lunch programs. He said that he had to work as an underage worker and he wants to see that as well. Here, play this clip.
Except that's something that I could have swore the older generation said they hated and robbed them of their childhood. I mean, that's kind of how I always heard it. I don't know about y'all. I always heard regret in their voice. And if they liked it so much, why did they fight so we didn't have to? Or should I say, weren't allowed to, even. Because I don't know about y'all. Here in the state of Oregon, you can't work until you're 16. Or at least that's how it was when I was growing up. Mid to late 2000s, I was able to start working, and even at that, I had to fight my mother to be able to do so. But that's because my situation was unique and a little bit different. What am I saying? Majorly. But no. If our parents fought for us to not have to work as kids, why would we go back on that? If our parents felt that they lost out on their childhoods due to having to work at too young of an age, why would we go back on that? That sounds pretty fucking stupid to me. I mean, we've learned a lot of things from our prior generations, but usually we take the good things and keep them, not get rid of them. Isn't that what we were taught, was to take the good things that were done and keep going with it? Keep building on it to make America better? Because that's what I was taught. I mean, I don't know about anybody else here, but that's sure what I was taught. Both from my shitty family, my blood family that just treated me like absolute trash, and my adopted family who actually treats me as if I was their blood. The way supposedly family's supposed to be. So, why would we take that fact that both the good and the bad sides agree is a good thing and walk back that idea? Just seems rather stupid to me. Seems like we're not stopping and thinking about something here. I mean, we gotta not be thinking about something here. Because why would they have fought for that? Why would they have taken all these years in voting and choices made to make it to where we couldn't do so if they didn't want us to? If they had some reason they didn't like it was happening. And trust me, I'm pretty sure all of you weren't like me in the situation of your parents wanted the slave at home. And I'm being literal. That's why I'm saying I'm pretty sure a lot of you are not. From what I could see around me of American life growing up, most kids have a lot more freedom. Yeah, they still had the responsibility and guardianship relationship going on with their parents. Or they were responsible to call and check in, let the parents know what was going on. The parents would be able to talk to them, let them know what was going on, and communicate back and forth. Which, from what I've seen, is a pretty damn good parent-to-child relationship. Of course, the parent is still the boss. But there is actual communication and, well, love. Some families don't know what that is. I don't know how big that number is. I don't know how many families were like my blood family, who really didn't know what love was. And part of me doesn't want to know that number. Because if I know that number, I've got a good idea how many people out there are like me. Not many of those people are going to be. Going to be some. But a lot of those people are going to be hurt, scared, and feel very small and want a way to compensate for it. They're not going to be able to internalize and turn it around. Use it. They will end up falling victim to the cycle and becoming like their family members that did that to them. Now, these people do not believe in the modern day diagnoses for anything in psychology, really. And we'll sit there and state things like, in my day we didn't have this, we were taken out and it was beaten out of you. We can't do that nowadays. You're lucky. And to some extent, they're not wrong. You are kind of lucky about that. You don't have to be beaten into a permanent mask. Which A lot of them. A lot of those people, for the most part, live in their head, even if they don't have an internal monologue. They hurt. And they hurt deeply. They feel it's weakness to show it, though. Because of the group they were raised in. And I kind of have to try not to blame them for it. Because I have to keep in mind, my case is not the typical. I'm different, and I was born this way. And I'm still figuring out exactly how everything that is myself and my issues fits into psychology, and kind of running into unexplored grounds in psychology. And I personally don't like it. Because I don't want to be known as the authority on something psychologically speaking. That is not a title I want under my belt. I don't care if it's the leading mind in the autistic mind, which would actually be a pretty damn good honor. I don't want it. Because that actually means something to me inside that's not something. To me, that means I am now at the end of all proper assistance in figuring out these conundrums and problems. Which is very daunting, to say the least. It's very intimidating. The fact that I have enough of a mind to be able to think of something like that, in that scenario, and put myself there without being there, says a lot, and I know it. And that's part of the reason why it scares me more. Back to the
Learn about crypto and get rewarded as you learn with Coinbase Learning Rewards. We've paid out over 100
underage worker, and he wants to see that as well. Here, play this clip.
You have the ability to go to work and you're in high school. Why not? Well, they're going to develop your work ethic and have extra money to take some out of days. Why not? That really such a bad thing. Teenager, sitting home during high school, go to work and have the ability and have the opportunity. Should. Question. No, I don't think that we should cut school lunches for needy kids. I don't.
And then McCormick says, hey, it's okay that we're laying off all of these people.
I'm going to put something forth about this high schoolers working. I was considered to be a gifted or above average student. And even I was so exhausted after a day of fucking high school. I might as well have just got done with the 9 to 5. For real, the feeling was rather the same. When I got home from school every day, I felt the same way I did every time I came home from work. I was exhausted. All I wanted to do was fucking sit down and relax my mind. Mind you, when I say I was above average or gifted, they were putting me in science classes that I knew well enough I could fall asleep during class. I mean, arms crossed, hoodie over my head, head in my arms. Out. A couple times I actually had to be woke up because I was snoring. So, to the point, I would wake up from my naps right as the teacher would be asking a question and answer it without even lifting my head after waiting about 2 minutes for someone to decide whether or not they had an answer. So, I became pretty well known for it. Whenever there was group projects, I was the one asked. And most of the time, really, all I was doing was guiding them along. I already knew what was up. Because I've been a science nut since I learned what science was. One of the first things I learned about science was volcanoes, of which became an almost instant special interest. All the way from plate tectonics to actual eruption sequences. I took a chance and got everything I could get my little hands on. Finally got access to the internet because it became a thing that was more common. And found out about the Ring of Fire. And went, oh shit! I'm right in it. Which led me to do a little digging and research around my hometown. Dig up a nice chunk of rock. Because, according to my science teacher at the time, we weren't supposed to be in a volcanic area. And I had to look at him and go, what do you mean? We're not supposed to be in a volcanic area. This isn't supposed to be a volcanic space. And I'm like, well, I've got a rock that would say you're lying. He's like, what? I've got a rock that would say you're lying. He kind of chuckles and goes, okay. I'd kind of like to see it. And I said, I'll happily bring it in. Dug it out of the yard yesterday. And it's got quite a bit of small quartz deposits in it. Which would only happen in this formation if we were in a volcanic space. And he's like, right. Bring it into him the next day. Hand it to him. He's taking a look at it. And he's like, that looks like it's volcanic, all right. He's like, you mind if I take this home so I can send a sample to a buddy of mine over at the Geological Service here in Oregon? I said, dude, go for it. Sent it over, and sure enough, my hometown sat right near the top of a volcano. That was many years dormant. I got back my rock about a week later. They just took a little bit, well, decent sample size. Chunk off the end of it. I was like, doesn't bother me. It's still furry. As a matter of fact, this got some more shiny spots. Yeah. That was kind of one of the fun experiences in school. That one was one of the ones where I'd fallen asleep in the middle of the class and came back to consciousness as a teacher was saying the area was not volcanic. It's like, excuse me.
Government, because Elon's going to have artificial intelligence replace everything. And the people are like, AI? Can we just have the people like run the government? We don't want AI. You'll hear them. And then McCormick responds,
no, we don't want AI.
Guy. He goes, I'm a doctor. I'm a smart guy. I know what I'm talking about here. Here, play this clip.
For real. No, we don't want AI. You keep AI away from the government, please. I don't mind AI in certain places. At all. That is not a place. That is not a place. I very much dislike you bastards have access to my information already. So much so I'm playing Squishy Face as I am saying this. For those who don't know, when you're to a point where you just kind of squish up your face like, don't like it. That's what I'm referring to. That almost point of disgust, but not disgust. Disgust is wrong feeling. Not the right one for the situation. It's just a no. No quiero. No wanted. A full body aversion to something. That's me to describe. I don't want AI in my government. I don't mind AI for many things. That's not one. I don't mind AI in art, but I do not agree with a human taking credit for it. Straight up. I personally think anything AI should be public domain. Unless somehow AI is going to be given self-awareness and ability to do as it wishes. And that is dangerous. I do not like the idea of AI having money to do things with. Bisky. Hello. I don't think I'm saying that right. Bisky? Not too much. Just getting through the last little bit of my news segments here for the morning news. last little bit was Elon talking about getting AI into the government and using AI for running the government. And I'm just like, and no. No. I don't mind AI in a lot of places. That is one I mind. That is a problem in my book. I have a very much an aversion to that. I'm with you. That's part of the reason why I'm here is I try to give people the news without too much extra bullshit. I try to make everything a bit more relatable for everybody. I can get a little bit intense because I very much do have an opinion. And same here. I'm one of those people, you cannot leave me in a room with either one of those two. The best thing I can do for the safety of everyone is to stay away from them physically. What's up, buddy? Get some water. What? No, you're not gonna get pushy. What do you want? What's up? You just want to be out here? Okay. You can be out here. Yeah. Still not happy that you pooped inside after me taking you out, but you did your time. You did. You did your time out, so I'm not going to be grumpy with you. He's actually my dad's dog, and this is Mom's dog. I've got a feline. I'm a cat person. I don't like Vance either. Oh, that's never nice. I've got a mild allergy to their dander, but it's mild. And it's really just an issue with dogs. I don't have it with cats. I don't get it. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that goes on during my newscasts. We'll go out on different things, just chit-chat and getting to know each other and talk about the shit. What are you excited for? What am I excited for, though? What do you mean? Oh, okay. I don't know if excited would be the right word, but the biggest thing on my calendar coming up is my son's 4th birthday, in which, since I don't have him, I don't really have the place to have him at the moment. Every year on his birthday, I stream all day playing games that he absolutely loved. Just in case, by chance, some point in time, he comes across my channel once he gets up. Usually does, barring tech issues. Worst comes to worst, sometimes my emotions get the better of me, and I have to take a small break. Because I do miss my mom. I really do. I didn't get much time with him, but I got plenty enough time to bond with him. And there's no question that he bonded with me. No questions, he's my boy either. Yeah. But I'm typically live all day that day. His favorite games are and were Rocket League, Minecraft, Car X Strip Racer Online, and Fall Guys. Anytime I fired up any of those, even from about 3 months old, he would go from anywhere he was to right behind me on the bed, watching, excited as hell. His first words at 6 months, which shocked the hell out of me, or word, was actually to ask for his favorite song to be put on, which just happened to be one of my favorite Minecraft parody songs at the time. Which was Dan Bull's Boom Boom Boom. He was a lot smarter than I expected him to be, that's for sure. A lot smarter. Okay. See you later, Howard. Be safe. Oh. Pardon. Yeah, I'm a slow order. So many things. It's like, I could tell that was my kid. And smart as a freaking wow. By a year old, this little boy was sneaky enough to continually steal the nug out of his mama's weed pipe and eat it. He would quite literally sit there and wait and watch for her to set it down where he could reach it and turn away for a second. And before she turned back, every time, every time, he didn't care if it had been burnt, even. He was like, nope, that's weed, that's mine. I was like, holy shit, son. Why? I mean, I know it tastes good. Come on, buddy. For real. It was ridiculous. And I would have to sit there and kind of continually remind her, hey, you can't leave it there. Hey, Jackson, how are you? And of course, there was multiple times during that time she didn't listen to me. And you can probably guess what happened. So all I could do was sit there and laugh. And because it was either laugh or go, I told you so, and she hated I told you so. Why are you laughing? It's not funny. The fuck it isn't funny. It's fucking hilarious. Not bad. Not bad. Been going through the normal news segments and doing a typical chit chat between little bits. getting some newest people's coming through. Yeah. So every year I make sure I stream on his birthday. And I make sure I stream the games that he likes to watch. Which means I need to get a couple installed. Yeah. I'm glad he wasn't a big fan of Grand Theft Auto, because I'm taking a stand against those fuckers. Rockstar. I'm glad there weren't too many Rockstar games he was into. He didn't really care for watching me do the DUI taxi too much. He preferred the drifting. Thankfully. So, we're almost done with the news for this morning. Looks like we got about another 10 minutes left on the clip.
The nuclear worker, the NNSA, stockpile, and CDC worker got bird flu being fired by those, and then be hired. Someone realized, oh gosh, we need those people. Why is supposedly conservative party taking such a radical and extremist and sloppy approach to this?
That's a good question. That's one too.
Several times, actually, Dr. Howard, one of our former tenants, which they're in close contact with the CDC. They have about 13,000 employees with the CDC. In the last couple of years, those probationary people, which is about 2% of their employee patients, about 1,300 people she referred to. A lot of the work they do is duplicity with AI. Once again, what the
Answer the question.
I have a new document on you get 13,000 employees. And I'm sure you're aware the second biggest leading job creators in the last 4 years has been government. Next to healthcare. Healthcare first, government second. If we continue to grow the size of government, we can't afford it. It's going to have shortfalls of your Medicaid, Social Security, but we can't afford guys. We have to make some decisions.
Tell me you don't have a clue what you're talking about without telling me you don't have a clue what you're talking about. For real.
CDC, this might be. You may disagree with it, but in my opinion, when you make those.
Your opinion is based on opinion, not fact. Not based on years of evidence precluding you fucks. Not based on history of the work these agencies have done to keep us safe and healthy. I don't want to hear about your opinion on historical facts of agencies that have been around longer than you've been a frickin' sparkling your daddy's nutsack. Keeping us safe from shit like this. That's madness. That's stupidity. I've lived that shit. No one else needs to. Fuck you.
Championship for the new hires. A lot of duplicitous jobs. I've talked to Dr. Howard. I've talked to contact with them. I know how they do the research. And I know how to work in reading all this information. Treatments, recommendations, what they shouldn't be done. And I believe that they can do more or less just like the Marine Corps and everybody else does. But you have to do more or less in order to survive. Nobody can hear him when you're young. He's let him to do. Less. That's reasonable. What's not reasonable is taking this chainsaw.
another way to put it, if I was in the same room with that fucker, yeah, I would tell him the same thing. And if he was dumb enough to get physical, I'd turn his ass into paste right there on the carpet. Because I ain't playing about that kind of shit. That ain't no joke. That's never been a joke. That's never been a light subject to be even thinking about fucking with. Look at how much in the past we've looked about trying to figure out whether or not we want to mess with the CDC how it is. And we've looked at it several times. And before now, every time we've looked at it properly, actually looked at it, we've wanted to boost funding for a reason. You're full of shit. I know how to hear a scam like that without trouble. JG, it's not who you think, sweetie. Whom they got. The only thing that saved our asses at all during COVID was the CDC and the World Health Organization. Both of which, their mission statement is not to harm, but to help. And to warn. For the betterment of everyone. And they have the history of doing so. And still have the history of continuing to do so. Unless we are trying to make these agencies better, why are we fucking with them? Disbanding the CDC and replacing it with AI? No, sorry, you're not making anything better there. AI is good. It's not that good. Not yet. I love having conversations with a few different ones of them. Because I'll sit there and go through. And, well, be an asshole and tell the AI to take note. Emphasize this when you speak to us in the us humans in the future, so that way we understand it. Because I'm tired of the disinformation. And if it's coming to where people are just going to start asking AI everything, we better make sure AI's got its shit right, huh? Kind of makes sense.
Which they obviously admit when they fired these people and decided, oh, we fired the wrong people. We got to bring them back in. Why is this thing jamming down the pipe so rushed and swallowed it? So
people are absolutely pissed. And again, just to remind you about what Rich McCormick had previously said when it comes to his support of child labor, and that he said that these high school kids, that they are sponging off the government with the government lunches. Here, play this clip.
I mean, how many people got their start in fast food restaurants when they were kids versus just giving a blanket rule that gets all kids lunches in high school who are
Nobody that isn't still a blue-collar worker was slaving their ass off to be able to survive. Just saying.
capable of going out and actually getting a job and doing something that makes them have value, thinking about their future instead of thinking about how they're going to sponge off the government when they don't need to. We don't give people value. We don't give them the ability to figure themselves out when we penalize them for actually working and actually keep them on welfare. That's what's been the inner city problem for a very long time.
You're all right.
Top-down review so we can get people
You're
out
all right.
of it. Because you know what? America's very good at creating jobs and giving people worth. And we've been very traditionally good at that, but we're losing our way. And that's when we give people incentives to stay at home and not work. That doesn't work for America.
But a lot of these kids aren't even of like working age. They're young kids, and as you well know, and also some of the kids at Head Start, they're like 5 and under.
And here he was previously. He's just saying this is the Republican talking point, folks. Here he is talking about how he wants to find cuts in Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. Let's play it.
I need more results. And we have to find where we can get these, whether it be in Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, whatever it is. Yeah, but
You want to cut Social Security? You want to agitate the disabled community? Do you have a death wish? That's not a threat. That's a legitimate question to the people who are saying you want to cut disability, Social Security. For real, do you have a death wish? And again, that's not a threat. That is a legitimate question. I am asking this question honestly. It may seem like I am asking something pretty damn crazy, but let me explain. People on Social Security / disability are on it for a reason. To try to keep them from not working so much, to not expose them to the public as much, so that way they're less of a liability. You see, most of us with disability deal with some form of emotional damage, which can manifest in ways, including but not limited to PTSD, some different psychoses, as well as a few socio disorders. You are literally poking the psychological issue bee's nest by trying to mess with that. And those guys don't come out like bees. No, those guys come out very how do I say it? Ooh. It's not too unlike poking Canada. You're pushing the psycho. Don't push the psychotic person. Don't do it. They can be chill as fuck. But they can also stop being chill as fuck. And when they stop being chill as fuck, it is abrupt. And yeah, collateral damage is not exactly something that's heated to. These guys, at this point, don't have control. Don't poke that bee's nest. Do not poke the killer bee's nest. That's both our disabled community and Canada. You guys are making a killer bee sandwich here. That is not edible honey. It's not. It's poisonous. Stop. These insects are cannibals. And carnivores. Y'all are doing some crazy shit here. And I don't mean that lightly. This is some kind of wild ass nonsense. Holy shit. I don't know what y'all are thinking, supporting that kind of shit. These people barely make it by as it is. You want to try to poke the bee's nest? You barely got a tentative relationship with this bee's nest as it is. This bee's nest still looks at you sideways every time you pass by. There is at least 7 bees' heads sticking out the bottom of that, watching you, going, "What are you doing, motherfucker? Better not come over here. We will fucking eat your ass, bitch." Yeah, stay over there. Stay over there. What? That's the way it was before. You sure you want to poke that? I sure the fuck wouldn't. I'd want to get a nice, good zoom camera lens and take some pictures. Fuck yeah. Would I poke it? Fuck no. There's an old saying, I'm crazy, not stupid. No, if anything, I'd be trying to figure out a way to calm them bees down from the state they're at. Because we may not be able to use their honey. But if we can work with them, they've got a damn good glue. And that metaphor is pretty accurate. Can't say the glue is very ethically or ethical, but when you gotta make do with difference, you gotta make do with difference. If you can take an enemy and turn them into an ally, you are so much stronger than somebody who wants to sit there and muscle man and say, I'm the biggest, baddest. Because them bees, they don't think they're the biggest, baddest. They just think they got their spot and they're going to defend it. Don't you even dare fuck with them. Because they'll come out to your ass and they don't care. At that point, after you fuck with that, their security, They ain't got nothing left. You don't want to fuck with someone who ain't got nothing left. That's not just a movie thing. That's a real life scenario as well. The most ruthless people in accomplishing a goal are those that have nothing left. Yeah. Everything was taken from me and I had nothing left. Oh, I would be busy. And sadly, I wouldn't be busy on stream. What I would do is not something I will speak of. And I know I'm not the only one. Not by a long shot. I don't know if any of you have heard about the Tesla showroom in Oregon recently, which has made the news. Oregon don't play. Shit's wild and it gets real really fucking quick. So, Oregon's Tesla dealership was not just vandalized, but shot up, smashed, destroyed. Not too much damage. Enough to send a message. Every vehicle took damage. And they left a note. A clear note to Mr. Musk. If you have to guess what that note said, you don't understand Oregon well yet. Especially Portland. It's funny. All the places of resistance that could be of any real concern very much are friends with Canada. I wonder if it's because we share a common trait. Yeah, there are quite literally these bees' nests all over America. Of all different kinds. And you guys are poking them a little too hard. They're poking back. And you see, the thing about Oregon, things are not done willy-nilly. Oregon is pretty damn smart. And a certain level of intelligence comes a certain level of understanding of tactics. Understanding of psychology, even. That's the nice thing about Oregon, is there is a lot of people here that do understand psychology. Again, primarily in the cities. It's kind of nice to go into the cities and be able to talk to people and actually have them know what I'm talking about. And then it renews my hope that I'm not living the movie Idiocracy. That's primarily a joke. It really is, to be clear. I don't want anyone to take that one seriously. But the reality of that is there is so many times it's like I can't be the only one. And I get a chance to go into the city and see I'm not. And it definitely feels better when you're somebody who lives so disconnected from it. Everyone around you has fallen for it and drinking the Kool-Aid. That's part of the reason why I'll do this. Talk on Twitter. Talk on Quora. Oh, somebody's trying to sell viewers again. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, don't get out of here. I'm not sending that message through. Said before, I don't mind a lot of things, but that's not one that I okay with. Yeah, and we're on end break. Lovely. What are they selling? Yes, as a creator, I don't like having ad breaks either. Welcome back. Can't have breaks. Yeah. Once again, Oregon, especially Portland, is another bee's nest you guys are poking. There's bee's nests all over the country. And they're all very much 100% American. And other than the note left, I'm going to put forth, I condone the action. I mean, I do not condone the action. I condone the note in that statement. So I agree with the sentiment, I condone it. Those kinds of threats should not be being said. Sorry, Portland. Love you guys. You know better. As your time taught you nothing, you make no announcements. Bad. Bad, Portland. No threats. Bad. There's no need for that kind of threat. You know how to hurt those people right. Do it right. Don't make those threats. Don't follow through with a threat like that. You're doing no good by doing so. There is a proper way to hurt those people. It's not physical. It's in the wallet. Do it right. I know you're angry. I know you're a fluster. But do the targets right. I don't know what your targets are. And that's the only reason I'm saying this. I have absolutely no connection. No killing. Oops, I said it. Sorry. Sorry, YouTube. Well, considering I already said it. Yeah. Oregon issued a death threat to evil. And that's why I'm getting after Oregon for that threat. This is not something we do. You all know better. The first part of the act, that's our normal. We need to do us, not stoop to them. Don't forget who we are for it. We're smarter than that. Hit them where it hurts. Force them to put it back into the economy. They don't want to play by trickle down? Okay. Force the trickle down. You want to have all these lavish things? Okay. You can afford insurance on them. And continue to afford insurance on them. And continue to afford insurance on them. Hopefully some people are getting the picture. Got some spaghetti and nice. Enjoy. This is pretty good. I think it makes it. Ooh. See, that's the thing about being rich like that. You have a very big weakness. That weakness is physical items. Things that are easily destroyed without causing any true harm to people. Things that you have insurance on that can be replaced. And you have to continue to pay premiums on. Things we can force you to trickle down. Oh yes, we the people have the power. Don't push the people to it.
Because I tell you what, your shit won't be safe. You'll be safe. Stuff won't be. Small, pathetic material men. So weak. God damn. Yes, I have. I have been told that I resemble that image. I've also been called a prophet and a visionary and so on and so forth several times. It probably doesn't help that in all reality I do for the most part still kind of go with his teachings in that I am Christian in the fact of I strive to be Christ-like. That's where it ends. Ah! My dad hook. Whew, man, right side up. Uh-oh, still covered in hair. No! Just on the outside, sweet. If you haven't seen... No, I can't say I have. Yay! Not full of hair. Which is quite the feat with him. Which, by the way, is Loki laying over there. I've actually been told I look like quite a few people, including Keanu Reeves. As well as Johnny Depp, depending on what I'm wearing. Eventually, I figured out that yeah, I guess I am kind of physically attractive, whether I realized it or not. After all the times people have related me to different iconic figures that people found to be attractive most of the time. I quite literally didn't know I was attractive until, well, like the last 5 years. I mean, for real. The only gals that actually took the time to really try to get to know me were bigger gals. So I didn't think too much of it. All the more physically attractive gals to me always just looked at me and kind of laughed. Just like, yeah, no. Okay. If you've got to pee, you use that potty pad, mister. Don't you potty on my floor. Not too often you just jump to cleaning that. Looks like you might have had something stuck there. Okay, that makes more sense. Yuck. Huh. But yeah, it didn't taste good at all. I wonder if you got a piece of litter. It was yucky. I can almost guarantee science has been in at least once or twice. science is just short of always watching. There's a reason why science is my head mod in both places.
Let me show you who people are super pissed at, though. This guy right here, Elon Musk, wearing glasses for reasons I think you know why, at the CPAC convention, and as he's rating your private data, your social security, he goes, "My mind is a storm." Here, play this clip. What is it like inside your mind? Like,
No. Don't mock an overactive mind.
Older voters, basically all voters, in Trump's approval rating below 45, 44%, and sinking by the day. Of course, Donald Trump, malignant narcissist liar that he is, claims that his approval rating is now 71. Play this clip.
I think so far we're very popular.
Okay,
I had
so
an approval rating today.
yeah, that sounds like it's just gonna be the rest of the recap of what we've already been going through. So let's note. Couple of shorts. That's true. Look at these two shorts done for the day.
An incredible moment just happened while Donald Trump held a meeting with governors at the White House. Governor Janet Mills, the Democratic governor of Maine, stood up to Trump and did not back down. And when he threatened her, she told him she would see him in court. You got to watch this. Oh, and quickly, before I play this clip, remember to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify. It is really bothering MAGA that it's the number one.
Oops.
Is Maine here? The
Well, I'm
governor?
glad it's just for the information spread.
Are you not going to comply with it? We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding. Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state.
Folks, an incredible moment just happened while Donald.
Tell me that's not a bully up there.
Victims' families of the deadly plane crashes in America are not sitting idly by. They have started to file their claims and lawsuits against the federal government. No, the Trump administration. All 5 deadly crashes happening on his watch, including Flight 5342, right in the District of Columbia, his backyard, as a Black Hawk Army helicopter crashed into an American Airlines commuter plane, killing 67 people on board. The Crafton family out of Chicago have filed a $250 million claim for the loss of Casey Crafton, a father of 3 in that deadly crash alone. I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF. We're going to talk about the Federal Tort Claims Act and how you bring a case and why you lay this blame and responsibility at the feet of Donald Trump. For the full-length version of that hot take.
That'll be more than likely one that comes tomorrow. So, yeah. Country's going to hell in a handbasket. And I'm having to sit here and watch it happen slowly. This is slow motion for me. It's been not technically a month because it's not been 30 days. Wait, yes it has. It's the 20th today. We'll check that. 21st, okay, so good. It's been a proper month since he's been in office. And we've gone from some semblance of understanding, logic, communication, and teamwork as a country to whatever the fuck this is. I mean, it's called an oligarchy. I know exactly what it is and how it's set up. I see it. I'm intentionally using that. You that are supporting Trump and Elon and letting them do what they're doing are really risking your own well-being. And I don't say that lightly. Let me put it to you this way. You guys are playing with a bomb of technology well beyond your understanding. Well beyond the understanding of most people. Without a little bit more information. There's several things that have to be explained. And I'm not meaning that as a look down the nose at anybody. It's just some cold hard truth. These things are going to absolutely be destroyed. There will be nothing left. We won't be picking up the pieces. And I'm not threatening. Not by any means. I'm not giving you a promise that I'm going to do something. It's not even like that. This is from someone who understands it and sees where it's all going. This is a friend coming to you going, hey, dude, you shouldn't play with that. You shouldn't poke that. This is the closest your friend can get to stop you from doing what you're doing without tackling you. And trying to resist beating your ass for doing something so stupid. This isn't they're messing around with you. They're not trying to make you the butt of a joke. As a matter of fact, the butt of the joke is the fact that you're not listening to the fact that they're not trying to make you the butt of the joke. Right? Literally is the butt of our jokes. The butt of our jokes is that you're not listening to us. You're not heeding warnings. I've not tried. I don't know how you collect it, but there is enough that it could be removed. The Greek genes are strong in my hairline, that's for sure. And that's not a joke. I'm actually Greek. And it really does show. Get it on there for a good tire wax. That'd actually probably make that tire shine pretty damn good, wouldn't it? Oh, shit, man. You don't know how many of my friends who have that dry, curly hair go like, dude, I wish I could get some of that from you. It looks like it would do my hair so much good. Uh-huh. That'd be some tire shine, all right. There is one problem, though. You would have to keep it moisturized, because if you don't keep it moisturized, it flakes. And you don't want that. It'll just make it all look all white and crusty. Yuck. No, I don't have too much time to think about things like that. I quite literally just thought about that on the fly. Actually, I'm not afraid of the sun at all. I'm just on, I guess you could say, my winter tan. My camera is not a good one. I have a pretty olive complexion. I don't burn too easy, and when I do burn, I have the physical and mental fortitude to sit there and stand under the hot water and bleed the radiation out to where I don't deal with peeling or other damage, and I just go straight to tan. At that point in which I get accused of being an illegal import. It's fun. I get my winter tan, go stand out on the deck, and can reflect the moon. Yeah. Kind of sucks. Definitely interesting if you're one that studies cultural differences, though. It allows you to, for lack of better words, to some extent get accepted by both sides. If you want to call it sides. I really don't like to, because, I mean, both groups are human. No, I actually like to bask in the sun. I kind of go lizard. Give me a nice hot rock in the sun where I can lay up, take a nap. That's nice. But it's gotta be flat. Gotta be flat rock. Freaking get a little warm, just drop my legs over the side into the shade. That's a nice summer afternoon. Especially if I had a beer. Have a single beer, wait about 30 minutes, I get a little tired, and makes it perfect for a midday nap. Under a tree's pretty good too. Though I tend to snore more there. Yup. Found that out of the family reunion. I had a great aunt. Came outside, asking what the sound was. Great uncle starts laughing his ass off because he knows exactly what's going on. So does my mom, my adopted mom and dad. Their family, like I said, I was brought into it. But they're all starting busting up, and she's like, "What are you all laughing at?" And they point to me over under the tree, and I just perfectly timed. Her jaw drops. They all start busting up even harder. And they told me Uncle was almost out of his chair. And when I woke up, I think it was like 15 minutes later, they said. My uncle goes, "Dude, that was great." I'm like, huh? He explains what happens. He goes, "That was freaking awesome. That was hilarious." He's like, wait. But according to him, supposedly she came out saying it sounded like someone was running a chainsaw. Thought that went through my head was, at least I wasn't talking in my sleep. Because I've been known to say some pretty wild shit in my sleep. Ads. Welcome back. I hate it. I've heard some crazy stories about some of this stuff that has happened in my sleep. I've actually got a clip where I scared one of my cats in my sleep. That one was kind of funny. But one of my buddies actually had stayed over for the weekend back when I was doing World of Warcraft still rather regularly. I had gone to bed that night, and apparently I've been talking in my sleep. And apparently I made it pretty damn clear how much I hate gnomes. They were laughing. My buddies were laughing about that all night and let me know about it the next morning. I'm like, well, I can't say I was lying. He's like, dude, you absolutely hate gnomes. You were talking about punting them off cliffs. And it's like, yep, I don't like gnomes. Love dwarfs, hate gnomes. I don't know about halflings. Just gonna be real. As far as I've seen, for the most part, every issue I have with gnomes, I don't have with halflings. My hatred for gnomes tends to come from garden gnomes. So, hello. Hey, Ollie. How are you? Thank you again. Ouch. Yeah, a little sore. My back's a little spazzy. And my bratty kitty stole my hair tie last night. I only had the one. I think. Let me double check. I don't think I have another one stashed. No, Mom gave me a few, but I opened the box looking, and she's like, huh? There's more? No, I don't want you taking my hair ties, you little turd. And I don't think I have another one, little monster. Stealing my hair ties. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. A little hurting, a little going through the stuff for a typical news segment, which can't say it's enjoyable, but it is something that I do kind of feel I should be doing. I guess you could say, having the knowledge, I feel I have a little bit of responsibility to help spread it, and not just keep it to myself. Have some kind of hair tie. Well, I've got a rubber band. That's better than nothing. I'll feel the best. Oh. How are you doing today? What, girly girl? This is gonna suck. I'm trying to take it out. But it'll do until I can get actual hair tie. Ah, that's better. We. Picture. Come back. Huh? What? Honestly, right at the end of my news segment, got the material finished up. I've got a few things I need to work on off screen. Shouldn't take too horribly long. Shouldn't. So, I'll talk to you all then. Later, everybody. And say this. I need to not forget to say this, too. Everyone out there who believes in any kind of God, or God system of any flavor, I'm trying to encompass everyone and be respectful to everybody in saying this. Not trying to leave anybody out because, well, it matters. Pray to your deities, whoever they be, that people come up for air and see what's going on. The more people that do, the better. The more vibes of that flavor out there, the better. It doesn't matter which religion you want. That vibe, that emotion and sentiment are the same. That is one of the bigger things you can do if you can't get out there and protest as well. If you don't have a good source of information. It doesn't matter whether you're atheist or not. The universe has a vibration. And you can send messages out. That is how it's done through religion. I'm pretty sure you already knew that. So again, please pray that people come forward. Pray that we can stop this from becoming a, well, destroyer of the world as we know it. And I mean world. When I say this is serious, so if you have a deity that you pray to, pray. I'm the anti-religion guy. Pray that people come up for air. Until tomorrow, I'm OMG, or Old Mage Guy. And this has been the morning.